Yesterday, March 2nd, the initial jobs claims came out at 190,000. It was projected by Bloomberg to be at 195,000. It's going in the wrong direction. It was at 193, and they were hoping to go to 195, get to 200, go to 3 to 400 people making initial job claims. Um, so this is people that are collecting unemployment right now. That's what that number represents. Uh, the goal is to get this up around 4 or 5%. 3.6% was going in the right direction, and the actual number came out 3.4%, which is actually less than the 3.5% from the last time. So that's going in the wrong direction. All the rate hikes that the Fed is creating is not having the effect on unemployment. Also, there's a lot of information that makes up this unemployment. You can go look up for yourself. I always take it with a grain of salt because they tend to throw things in and out of this. But bottom line is, the Fed's going to look at this number and base raising rates on this number. Unemployment hitting a 53-year low is going against what the Fed is trying to do. They're trying to create unemployment to slow down inflation. And the Fed bragged all about the decrease of wages, that wages are going down. And I can't believe they can brag about that when CPI didn't go down. What good is my wages going down if this consumer price index is still going up? He's trying to get this down to 2%. We're way up at 6%. And the only thing they're bragging about is the fact that people are making less money. How are we making less money? Well, the higher end jobs are going, and we're hiring in lower end jobs. So $100,000 earners, there's less of those jobs available and more jobs working at services making $50,000 or whatever. That's the only way to get those numbers to come down. So the reality is unemployment is at 12 million people. There's just because there's only 190,000 people claiming unemployment insurance, that doesn't mean that's how many unemployed people we have. We actually have 12 million unemployed people. Can you go around and brag about an unemployment, which is what Biden's going to do? Can you brag about unemployment being at an all-time low when there's 12 million people not even working right now? And we only have 132 million people in the United States working, trying to feed the 44 million people, 45 million people on food stamps. That equates to less than 3 families paying for each family on food stamps. So those numbers are just way out of whack. That being said, with all those numbers going down, knowing that the Fed's going to raise rates, what happens in the stock market today? Everything's going up. Everything is green. And I follow the NASDAQ because you look here all across the board, which one is the highest? It's the NASDAQ. You go to the NASDAQ chart. This is what happened after that news was announced about the unemployment. It's terrible. So it immediately tanked. And then for whatever reason, it's now starting to gain back and then also has big gains for today. For a single day move, that's a great gain. Those are good moves. I would throw caution here. I know I was actually holding for this news, expecting the market to drop and buy in at a lower rate. And for whatever reason, it's going up. It's as if the people are right now are resisting the Fed and buying into the market anyways. And I just want to caution to people that haven't been investing long. Back in 1998, I was investing, and I remember Alan Greenspan talking about irrational exuberance in the market. We have to get the market to go down. We have to get unemployment to go higher. We have to have interest rates higher. And it kept going up, and everybody thought Alan Greenspan was the old kook, and technology doesn't get affected by the CPI anymore. Interest rates don't affect technology. The Fed can't affect technology. And we kept climbing and climbing, and it just, I mean, look at the rise we had from 1,000 in, remember I say buy in October? So October 1998, it was at 1,000, and it went five folds up to 5,000 something. And then all of a sudden the Fed did get to take into effect all his interest rate hikes, and it did start hurting the economy. In fact, 1 year later, it dropped down to 1,700 from 5,000. So I just caution people in investing. When the Fed says they want the market to go down, you better be wary that he does have that power to make it go down. If you take a look at the numbers, if you take 5,000 minus the 1,700 it dropped to, that's 3,300. Divide that by 5,000. You have a 66% loss. More than half your money got lost from that 1 year span if you were holding. And that is why I like to take profits, because I get nervous, especially when I see the market doing what it's doing right now, and the Fed keeps saying they're going to raise rates. The Fed keeps saying they're going to make this market go down. It scares me because of what I've seen happen in 1998. Back then, I was with a broker, and I kept saying to the broker, "Shouldn't we sell? Shouldn't we sell?" And he said, "You got to hold long term." And I said, "But you said I went from less than 100,000 to over $500,000 in 2 years. And I wanted to sell, and my broker kept saying don't sell, and everybody knew said don't sell. All the professionals said don't sell. So I didn't. I held on to it, and I went down for the ride. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not listening to these people anymore. And I got my own brokerage license and started learning how to invest in the stock market myself. So just be wary here. That is a 66% loss. So basically, if you had $5,000 in the market, well, there was my 500,000 times 0.34 is what I had left. Went down to 170,000 bucks. All right, so I just telling you that's why I'm not fully invested. I was looking for an opportunity to buy, but that's also why I don't always go all the way out. If I got profits to take, I'll take profits. Sometimes I want to make more profits or just leave something in there. I gotta have something in the game because I just never know when it's going to turn up. So I do leave some money in the game, but right now I do have a lot sitting on cash. I was expecting an opportunity to buy sometime this week, but I'm just going to ride it out because, again, until the numbers start giving me numbers that actually go the direction the Fed wants, I'm nervous to throw a whole lot more into it.